Alright, so now we're going to look at our general movements. You should have already done the integrity stuff, of course. So our first two movements, and our movements do tend to be paired because we have, we start in our anatomical and we have an away from anatomical and then a return from that. So remember, these are going to be paired and you need to keep the pairs in mind because that's going to be critical for our analysis later on. So our first two are abduction or abduction and adduction or adduction. In our kind of normal anatomical, we are adducted. Abduction is moving away from the midline, so think about doing a jumping jack. The up position, you are abducted. The down position, you are adducted. Adduction and abduction. Same thing going on at the hips. You have abduction, adduction. Ab is away, add is toward. I tend to say, especially in lectures, abduction or adduction because abduction and adduction, even though I think I speak very clearly, get a little jumbled from time to time. Then we have flexion and extension. These are our next paired movements. Easiest way to think about it, flex position is curling or making the joint angle smaller. If you think about fetal position, that really crunched up position, that is a flexed position. If you think about, that kind of spread out snow angel position, that is an extended position. So if we think in anatomical, we are extended, flexion is a deviation from that, extension is returning to anatomical. Then we have circumduction, which is a circular motion of a limb that makes a cone or an arc type shape, and it's a combination of flexion, extension, ab, and adduction. So you get this at the shoulder flexion, okay, shoulder extension, and ab and abduction gives us this kind of motion. Okay, so you can flex, abduct, come back. So shoulder rotation gives us circumduction there. That's in contrast to pure rotation, external and internal rotation versus circumduction, alright? Then we have diagonal abduction and adduction, and that's just ab and abduction in the diagonal plane. Specifically in the shoulder, we look at something called scaption, which is this kind of Y movement that you may have done in shoulder rehab. Then we have external and internal rotation. Shoulder is easy to think about this. If you put your hand in that 90-degree position, if you've ever injured your shoulder, you've probably done this. External rotation is coming away from anatomical, internal rotation is coming back. So you've got external pulling away, rotating out, internal turning in. If you put your hand on your shoulder and put your arm in this position, you should be able to feel your humerus rotating externally and internally as you do that. So those are our main motions, and then we will look at some of the trickier ones to do at each joint in the next video.